Welcome back. Thank you for staying with me through our little conversation. I'm now going to do a brief reading for the week ahead from the 7th of January through to the 12th of January. So I hope you find this of benefit to you today. I have pre-shuffled these Angel Tarot Oracle cards. Very slippery. Couple of decks that jump out everywhere. Wow. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can ask you, Lord, angels and spirit guides, to give us some guidance over the week that's coming up. What do we need to know that will assist us in our week? What messages do you have for our highest good? Thank you. Well, this card came up last time, Seven of Water, which is like the Seven of Cups. In the week of the 7th through to the 12th, there's going to be, and this came up with the last reading, a complex decision. Something that we need to really contemplate. It may feel like quite a tough decision, and there will be some different ways to go about it, but I do feel that Spirit is asking you to give it some really considered thought, and maybe even check in with a mentor, a confidant that you feel can provide you sort of that feedback, and so that you can check in that you're coming from a place that's going to be helpful in making this complex decision. So this is not a time to delay the decision because it's a little bit more challenging. This is going to be the results of this decision is important and will help set the tone for the rest of the month. Gosh, I don't know if you can hear it, but we're having a good old jolly storm outside right now, so I apologise if that's making it difficult to hear, but we'll persist. So yes, you do have some significant decision to make, and it could be was definitely around people in your life at the moment, but it could be in terms of work, something that's challenging that's come up, that you need to address a situation with a work colleague, and you feel that this is significant enough that action needs to be taken because it's going to affect the future. So but however, it's important to come from a place of kindness and compassion. So before you make the decision, be sure that you do your research, and be sure that you check in with, someone that you consider to be knowledgeable around this topic, and someone that you trust, like a mentor. We then have number 5 card, which usually indicates changes, and again there's a lot of shifting energy happening in this coming week, where significant things are needing to be considered. In this particular card we have Archangel Sandalphon, and he's surrounded by various symbols of traditional spiritual organizations and energies, and the feeling from this card is that again, some very in-depth, considered reflection is required in order to make a sound judgment or decision about a situation, and the importance of seeking out a mentor or a like-minded person in your sphere of influence, or no, that's not what I want to say, friends, mentors, perhaps it might be a wise family member, or someone that you feel that you can go to in your workplace to discuss this. So again, it's a similar energy from the first card. And, you can see this very deep thinking here, the need for reflection, because the decision that's going to be made is going to have a significant impact on the person who you need to discuss this with, in terms of the outcome and the result of this decision that you're making. Certainly it could also be a significant decision that you're making for yourself. Yes. Yes, for some of you, this is like a turning point for you. You all know that we've been going through a time of transition, and this feels like the time is coming for you to now really draw the line here. Now is the time. There's no more procrastinating or waiting. That, in this week, now is the time for really deep thought and consideration about your future path and where you want it to go for this year. So a lot of the doors you have realized are closing, or you have completed, things from the past. You've left things behind that are no longer serving you, tied up loose ends, and now it's time to choose your pathway. And you're giving this considerable thought, because it's coming from a much deeper place within you. So if need be, discuss this matter with those that are like-minded and people that you trust. The next card is the Ten of Fire, or Ten of Wands, and this certainly indicates a lot of energy. There's a lot happening at once here, and therefore it would be helpful to you to accept the assistance of others as things sort of heat up a little bit by the end of next week. A lot of things are happening, and it may be as a result of the decision that you decided to make. Things suddenly step in, momentum happens and doors start to open. Once that decision has been made, things start to happen. So, there can be a tendency for things to get out of balance as the momentum of things picks up. So please be careful of your health. Just say basic common sense, like watching your eating habits. If you're on the run or having long days, make sure that you drink plenty of fluid and get your sleep. Because, this ramped up activity, whilst you're going to feel inspired to get things done, we don't want to sort of burn the candle at both ends and cause ourselves any harm to our health. So an interesting flow of events. It's sort of, there's this reflection and a realization that an important decision needs to be made. The realization of this is going to have quite a significant impact on those people involved, including yourself. And once this decision's made, a lot of activity is going to follow. So, very interesting. Now, as I'm doing this reading, I'm noticing that the weather outside is also ramping up a fair bit, and there's a lot of wind and noise, and so the energy is feeling very intense right now, particularly as we've got a storm brewing in the background. So it's putting an interesting flavour to the reading. So I'm just going to draw some cards here from the Psychic Tarot deck. For next week. Oh. Very similar to the last reading. We have this card again, Passion Ignited. This reflection and decision has got a very deep spiritual aspect to it. It's really coming from a place of drawing on your inner wisdom. For some of you, it's connected to your life purpose. And so, for others, it may be more to do with drawing on your experience in the workplace and having to do something, having to step up to the plate to make a difficult decision that you know will impact others. And for other people, this is to do with your life path and the big change that you're anticipating for this year. And it really is coming from a deeper place within you. And so it doesn't surprise me when we get this card, Passion Ignited, because as you go through this transition and things shifting towards doing more about your life purpose, you are going within to that space of really feeling what your soul purpose is about. And that when we can recognize what lights us up and what our passion is in life and what we truly love to do, when we become so engrossed in it or engaged with that thing that sort of takes away all other focus on life, we know that this is divinely inspired. And so there's a real sense of tapping into that next week, which is lovely. And just know that when you're in that space of loving what you do, that is directly connected to your life purpose and soul purpose. So pay attention. This is important. Your life this year is taking a significant change, and for the better. You're growing in so many ways, and now it's time to really express that in your life and really to come from a place of serving and contribution. You are stepping up for yourself in your soul journey, and you're entering a new phase of your life. And as you do this, as you're making the decisions that need to be made, I know that you'll be asking for the assistance of like-minded people. You also can listen to your intuition, which will guide you well. So if you are noticing what feels right or what's in your heart, when you know you need to make decisions for yourself or others that will have a significant impact, listen to your heart. If you come from a place of fear or confusion, you know that's coming from your mind. But when you are calm and you give yourself some time to reflect and ponder, you give yourself the best chance of clarity and tapping into your intuition, and that will guide you well. We have the card of patience. In terms of our soul growth this year, planting seeds seems like planting seeds and seeing the growth, it takes time, and it can be frustrating watching and waiting for the external manifestation of our dreams. But Spirit is urging us to be patient. Eventually, the seeds that we've planted, and they may have been planted last year or over several years, but eventually those seeds, given the right timing and the right conditions, they begin to bloom. And they bloom into our dreams and our wishes fulfilled. So Spirit is saying, be patient. You have done a lot of the inner work, and the time is coming. It may not necessarily be in your timing, and as much as you may want it to appear right now, just trust that it is coming, that the manifestation of your dreams is coming. So please be patient. The Wisdom of Oracle cards. Again, we have the dog, which symbolizes an important person in your life that is loyal, is a great support to you at the moment, and they come from a place of unconditional love. So just know that you have very significant people around you at the moment, or a person, either in your personal life or at work, someone who's there for you as your companion, your support. You know that you can go to this person to test out your thoughts and feelings, to ask for guidance, to talk through issues. And this person may be the same person that you go to here, that's mentioned up here, going to a mentor to assist you with this important decision making. So, in terms of life changes and transitions, we all need that sort of person to bounce things off. So you have that person in your life at the moment, and you know that you can trust and you can go to that person. We have the Queen. The Queen represents fertility and sort of this feminine power, as well as connection with others. The Queen embodies strength and discernment and wisdom, but also embodies yin energy of receiving. She's wise. She's able to see the bigger picture. She also knows who she can draw on for support and who to connect with. She fosters good relationships with everyone in her personal life and at work, and with family and friends. The energy of the Queen is you, or you're being encouraged to adopt this energy in your life right now. It's important to recognize the value of maintaining your own counsel. In the past, perhaps we may have habitually felt that taking action, impulsive action, and to rush the timing of things may have been the right thing to do. But the Queen is asking us to be a little bit more considered about what we say, what we do, and when we do it. So being in that space of deeper inner reflection is important. But that's how we can draw on our soul knowledge and our wisdom and the assistance of the divine. And the Queen knows how to do that. So you're being asked to take on the energy of the Queen and do the same. Rather than come at something impulsively, be discerning and reflect. Consider the people around you who are there to support you in the same way that you're there to support them. You have the resources that you need, and you have the love in your life to support you. This feels like a very auspicious time as you're getting ready to handle quite a different shift in your life. You're stepping into a wiser place in your life. And as you do this, you are attracting more abundance into your life. We have the card here called Wealth. There's a beautiful deep connection to our earthly roots and our spiritual connection. Through the energy of the trees and of Mother Earth, we are all connected with each other. And there's great resources and knowledge in our collective wisdom. And this provides a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of spiritual knowledge, and combined wisdom. I really do feel that the reading for this week is really asking you it's reflecting a much deeper wisdom and the importance around this, the importance of tapping into your intuition and your your passion and your soul essence, and having patience with this process. You have significant support around you that's going to support you in your new journey. And you know that you can rely on this. You're feeling very self-empowered. It's a significant time for you. Whether you be male or female, by the way, I should have mentioned that this Queen energy it is for male or female, men or women. And it really is about tapping into our creativity, our ability to be and know and to connect with others in order to create a very in order to create our dreams, or bring our dreams to fruition, can't talk today, we need to be in this state of awareness. It's not about strong masculine energy, it's about heightened intuition, self-awareness, awareness of others, connecting at a soul level, and trusting the process, being patient with it. Beautiful. I'm just going to finish off with some cards from the Gaia deck. Just feels like we're really tapping into that deeper soul connection, and quite often our connection with the earth helps us stay grounded as we connect with our higher self. So we have with the first card our initial feeling of searching for deeper meaning, and sometimes that can cause us to feel a little bit lost and alone. But you're definitely not. You know, Spirit is watching over you, and even if you are temporarily feeling a little bit lost and unaware of what's going to happen next, you have a sense that there's something happening, but you're not really quite sure what that is. And, you know, in that moment of needing to make a big decision about your life, or perhaps how it impacts someone else, you know, there's a lot of pondering there and wondering what's the best way to proceed. But just know that Spirit is with you, and you will have success. It will actually turn out for the better. 6 indicates that there will be victory over this, that you will be able to find that place within and the way to proceed. You will find that spiritual guidance, that inner knowing will come to the surface, and you will be able to tap into your intuition, and that will help you in making your decision. And then we have eternal love. The message at the moment around love has been continually coming back to me. Just had a cracker of a burst of thunder. It's such a significant shift. In many ways, the storm that's happening outside is really quite interesting in its timing. You know, with storms, it clears away all of that heavy energy, the humidity, and then you have the storm, the rains come, the wind comes, there's thunder and lightning, and everything's happening. And then there's the calm afterwards and a new way of being. And this card here is like, you know, the rainbow comes out and the sun comes, and a real sense of being watched over eternally by God, the angels, and the love that exists beyond the chaos in our life and beyond the difficult decisions that we have to make. Love exists beyond all of the challenges that we experience in this lifetime, in this duality that we live in our physical world. Love exists way beyond that. And in my previous little chat, we were talking about the polarity of judgment and of unconditional love. And certainly when we come from a place of love and we tap into that divine love, we know that it exists way beyond all of the challenges that we experience in this life. You know, and a lot of that is of our own doing. You know, our mental torment that we give us, and, you know, criticism of ourselves and criticism of others. That love, this is a good reminder that love surpasses all of that, regardless of what's going on in our life. Good to know. And then we have confirmation that the challenges of recent times, like last year, let's call it winter's end, is now coming to a close. And we are definitely entering into this time of regeneration and rebirth, moving towards the spring of life and positive outcomes. So, you know, the patience that we require eventually manifests as the beautiful garden that we've been investing in, our soul garden. And all of this is going to come to fruition. We are definitely past the challenges of the winter, the challenges that we've experienced. We've learnt the lessons, we've had incredible awarenesses, and we're going deeper within to make significant changes, which is really reflecting our spiritual path and our spiritual growth. So well done. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. So with this week coming, knowing that you've got some important decisions to make, some very deep inner reflection, you're tapping into your new sense of soul purpose, what you most love to do, remembering that you've got support in your life. And the best way to approach this is really tap into your intuition. Tap into your feminine energy, your creativity, your sense of knowing, and your ability to discern timing, when to say, when to do, when not to. Your ability to receive support from your mentors, to connect with other people in your life. And know that love always surpasses everything. It guides us with everything. It goes way beyond the challenges that we experience in our world. So that is our reading for the coming week. I hope that is helpful to you. Please, my friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Release whatever you can that no longer serves you. Spend more of your energy and focus in loving yourself, and let go of the self-criticism, let go of the judgments of others. You're going to see abundance come into your life just automatically. You are moving closer to your life purpose. These are significant times. Trust, and all will be well. All the best. Bye for now.